Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics Rebirth. So in this mission we're going to have almost no storyline to talk about, but I did think I would take a look at this little blurb here. The base of Prince Larg, ruler of Galleon, the largest fort city next to Lysalia. So I actually know that Prince Larg lived there, but it was really just the Ila family. Anyhow, I've done some grinding in the meantime. As you can see, our party's quite different from what it was before. I've been thinking about what to do in the long term in terms of characters and jobs, and I've decided that I'm going to make Ramza into a bard, which I think will be a good choice for sort of exhibiting the changes in Rebirth. And the bard level requirements, job level requirements, are quite hefty, as they were in the original. So the bard requires level 2 chemist, level 2 priest, level 2 wizard, level 2 time mage, level 4 summoner, level 4 mediator, level 2 oracle. So basically this means that Ramza is going to be a caster character for us. That's very different from what I played him last time, but should be interesting, especially in those one-on-one fights. I don't really know how he's going to hold up, but hopefully it'll be okay. We can try something creative if we need to. So right now I have him set as a wizard. If we go and look at his jobs, he's still level 1 wizard, he's level 1 oracle, but he's got the chemist requirement we need, and he also has the priest requirement we need. So we're going to do wizard and probably then oracle for him. And then we'll start looking at what to do next. So the other characters, as I said, I'm not really looking very long-term for them, because I will be replacing them once we get to the next act. So Norn, I leveled her as a priestess, I should say, and now I've set her as an oracle, but she doesn't actually have any oracle skills yet. So for all intents and purposes, she is actually a priest. If you want to take a look at the oracle, though, the oracle utility skill is defense up. So she actually has defense up because that is a default for the class. Remember that in Rebirth you get the utility skill for free so long as you remain in that class. And for the priest it's magic defend up. She doesn't have that. She just has the really basic skills: cure, raise, and protect. But, you know, that's usually good enough for this point in the game. Deneb is a chemist. So I'm just trying to get her high enough level so that I can make her into a wizard. Like, she doesn't really have very much in the way of skills. She only has gain JP up. And I tried to get her with move +1, but I didn't quite get there. That's okay. As you can see, Ramza and Norn both have gain JP up and move +1. Redford has been made into a knight. He has gain JP up and move +1, and as far as his basic skills go, yeah, he only has dash, so I don't even have that equipped. I just have item equipped for him, but as a chemist, he doesn't quite have Phoenix down yet, so I'm hoping that he'll get some spillover job points from Deneb, and then that will allow him to learn Phoenix down. Yeah, knights are pretty good in Rebirth, but he doesn't actually have any knight skills yet. I could learn Caution, which gives you defend on block, but or on counter, I should say, but it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel it's really that necessary for him. I'd rather try to learn one or two of the break skills offensive skills. And then Judy I have set up as an archer, and I'm thinking what I will do with her is give her a couple levels of archer, and then switch over to thief, and I will learn some thief skills, and then I might switch back to archer, because good thing about archer in this, you know, archer was not really a viable class in vanilla FFT, and charge skills I still have my doubts about. I mean, they're sort of useful, but I don't know. We'll have to see how they go. I haven't used them too much. Now, the good thing though about archers is that they get concentrate for free now. And that is a very good skill. It means you get a 100% chance to hit. If you combine that with the fact that bows have been improved in their effectiveness, archers are actually quite viable now. Thieves are also quite good, but I think I want that concentrate skill. And again, since I'm not really planning long-term for these characters, I think that's probably where Judy's development is going to cap off. And then Delita, I have him as a squire still, and Algus had some extra options, so I made him into an archer. I think in the fight against him that happens later, he's a knight, but I decided to make him into an archer because obviously he's well known for his skill with a bow from later events in the game. So I figured that was kind of in character for him. And archers are fairly good, so I think that was a good choice. I just want to make sure that he gets a oh, I don't have a shield for him. I see, because she's using one, and then the knight is using the other. Yeah, I'm a little bit tight on money, and that happened because goblins in Rebirth have the steel accessory skill, and they stole 2 of my battle boots. I was kind of foolish, and I had them equipped when I got into a random encounter, and that put a pretty severe hit to my finances. So I'm kind of recovering from that, and I'm maybe a little bit lower level than I normally would be when I do this mission, as I said, I'm not going to try to grind too much in Act 1, so we're just going to give this a shot and see how it goes. Here we go to Sweegy Woods. So because we have the 2 guest characters still, we have to make a choice of who gets into the battle and who doesn't. And tough choice. Redford I definitely want in here. He's just going to tank for us. Move Ramza to the back because he's a caster. I feel like Judy would be very useful in this mission, given the way the map is laid out. And I think I will go with Deneb. Well, we'll see how this goes. This mission isn't terribly difficult, for the most part. I remember when I was playing FFT 1.3, it was a little bit challenging, but that's because it's a hard type, which this is not. So, yeah, this storyline development is pretty forgettable. I wouldn't really want to talk about it much. Obviously, the next mission is the one that is difficult. It's probably the first truly difficult mission in the game. So we're gonna have to see how we do with that, but we'll focus on the here and now for the moment. hoping that as an archer, yeah, Elgus, see, Elgus is usually completely useless in this mission, but if you make him into an archer, he can do some reasonable damage. My only real concern here is whether the goblins are going to steal all my accessories, which would be very unfortunate. Then of course you do have to watch out for the bombs, because when they get low on life, when they get into critical range, they will explode and do quite a bit of damage. So I usually try to leave those for last. Get him? Can. So I'm going to use charge plus 1. And I don't quite think I am going to use any black magic quite yet with Ramza. As you can see, I did learn the yell skill, and it's quite good for a caster because you do want to up your speed, caster. One thing I should mention that has been changed quite significantly in Rebirth is the casting system. The cast times on pretty much all the spells in the game have been significantly reduced, and that makes casters much more powerful than they used to be. So that's going to be very good for us with Ramza as a caster character. So let's see. He could do some pretty good damage here, but I'm concerned about the possibility of him triggering this bomb. So I think, hope that's in cast range. Okay, I'm gonna move up here and see what happens. Oh, excellent. Okay, 31. It's all the same. So, as you'll see here, the cast time for this spell is almost instantaneous, whereas before it would take considerably longer to trigger. Oh, Delita, you fool. Oh, I really should have cast it on all the characters, but then I would have hit Delita, so you win some, you lose some. Yeah, see, here they come. Goblins. Ramza. That's okay. Take out one of those cougars. Or panthers, I guess they are. Okay. Okay. Good. Elgus continuing to prove surprisingly useful. Now I want to kill this goblin because I hate bloody thieves stealing all my accessories. You know, those battle boots aren't cheap. 1,000 gold apiece. I've lost 3 of them to goblins now, which definitely has hurt my finances significantly. So I think I will. Next turn I'll move up onto the hill. Goodbye. My back to the tree there. Grabs and heals. forgetting that he is a caster. How is this goblin doing? I'll move over here and attack him. I think goblins are almost always weak to ice. Yeah, see, it just does huge damage. Finding Rams's cast speed to be... Oh, this is really bad. Oh, goblins. Finding Rams's cast speed to be considerably slower than I'm used to, like, wizards having later in the game. And, so I'm gonna have to start checking the, turn order and the cast speed a bit more seriously. So Delith is gonna waste one of my high potions. That's great. Bob. I think you start the game with 2 high potions, so you have some to waste. I haven't actually bought any, because as I said, it's a good idea not to buy them, because the guest characters can basically use an infinite number of them for free once you hit 0. Not quite in range yet. Okay. Well, I have enough potions that I can burn one just to get some job points. Go and attack Neb. Ramza. 22 damage. Not impressive. 44 damage. That'll kill them. But okay, so we'll hit first. Go. And there we go. I could have got some more items off these enemies if I had waited for them to turn into treasure boxes, but Algus actually would have killed them all with his bow. Just through this forest and we're almost to Dorder. See how much money we get. Okay. Well, that'll be enough to place some of our items. And as I said, there's really no story to be seen in this section of the game. So that will be that. If we want to take a look at this, we can. Primeval forest surrounded by a mountain range. Now extinct Mughals once lived here. So I guess this is kind of a Ivalice trivia thing, but it suggests that this period of Ivalice history takes place after Final Fantasy XII, where you actually do have surviving Mughals, or Mughals who are alive. Kind of dark to think that all the Mughals you meet in Final Fantasy XII, their descendants eventually went extinct at some point. Alright, well that's it. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And see you again shortly.